On today's episode, featured videos include... Today's bonus features include the following videos.
Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 38 of the Supplemental Broadcast here on Alexandria Alternative Media Broadcasting, an OK Copernicus production. I'm your host, Jess, but you can call me Epitome or Burnkid because, well, I'm Epitome the Burnkid. Please be sure to follow the entire archival project, #YouTube Recommended Chronicles on X or Tumblr for the latest videos, music, memes, and more from the project. Listen to the official soundtrack on SoundCloud, and if you're watching me on YouTube, please be sure to come find me on Rumble should anything happen to this channel. All links discussed in today's episode can be found below in the description box, and please be sure to subscribe, like, share, follow, or tell a friend about the many of the things that we cover in our program. This stuff is like super important. For deeper dives on the more spiritual, esoteric side of the topics we cover, coupled with a hearty syllabus of phenomenal information in the form of YouTube videos, don't forget to check out my new series, Pan Panen Pious Prophetic Ponderings. I would also like to take a little time to thank everyone who has supported OK Copernicus and all the projects I'm working on by supporting my music across all the major streaming platforms. Just by listening to the tracks I've released across the many volumes of the Copernican Dispatch. With much more to come, by the way. I'm getting some more editions of that out in the coming weeks, so stay tuned. A warm welcome indeed to all of my new and returning subscribers, followers, and viewers who are joining us on this wild journey of truth and apocalyptic enlightenment. I am so happy to have you all back after a brief break to recharge, recalibrate, and rebalance as we continue to traverse the emerging complexities of the coming era together. Special production note, got 2 full-length features that are now in pre-production, so videos will be slowing down to, if you're on Rumble, it's going to be different. I'm talking about YouTube, where all of my channels are smushed into one channel. There'll probably be, maybe 1, maybe 2 videos a week or every other week. If you're on Rumble, it's going to be spread out a little further. It's so that I can focus on the filming and the music for the full-length projects. One is a retro gamer psychedelic art feature, and the other a VJ tribute to Busby Berkeley. Stay tuned for more details in the weeks ahead. ETA for release is late autumn for one, early winter for the other. We'll see what order that comes out in. And without further ado, today's featured video recommendations. Our first video today comes in from Rise Together News and is titled The United States of God Clones. This video brings us a new perspective on the Earth disaster cycle, the Knights Templar, Atlantis, and some clues as to who and what the deep state truly consists of. With so much hidden history to catch up on, this video has some very key pieces to the alien, angel, demon, reptilian, secret society, clones, all of those agendas, and much more. So be sure to check out this channel for an inside scoop to this aspect of the mosaic. This is a good follow-up to those Ancient Bloodlines videos about those who have been running everything and seem to have quite the god complex. Since the Knights Templar lent themselves the money for the American Revolution, we seem to be a Templar colony. And looking at the political theater unraveling, it really is starting to show. Featured from the excerpts from this page, lots of great links about transitioning to natural law, law of the land handbooks, and other things that will help free us in the changing of the guard. Our second video originates from the channel Lucius Aurelian and is titled Kirkbride American Asylums Erasing Tartary. Just to help better acquaint everyone with the last time the powers that be reset civilization, rewrote history, and covered up cyclic earth cataclysms that aided in their cover-up, this is a must-watch featurette for the skinny on that. This is from the excerpt, and I quote, "An exploration into the Kirkbride plan and the extensive use of asylums in the 19th century. What was their true purpose, and how could they have functioned to remove knowledge of a previous civilization from record and memory? Why did the U.S. require so many asylums? Think about those orphan trains. Think about going west and discovering the West. They didn't build the West, they found it. That's real talk, y'all. And third up on the show, we have a video from the channel Polite Leader titled The Luciferian Ritual of the Women's Movement. This piece peels back the veil and takes a look at ethics, sacrifice, and the women's movement pertaining to its links to Luciferianism. Considering Marxism is inherently satanic, this perspective dive sheds a whole new light on what is now expected of the modern working woman. The excerpt from the description box says, for fame and achievement, some women believe there is a high price to pay. In this video, I examine the dark choices of Stevie Nicks, the famous singer of the band Fleetwood Mac. And it goes on to provide links to resources used to make the video, which is probably very helpful to look at. Our fourth video today comes in from Jared Boosters and is titled Tartary Part 3, the Avars, the Khazars, and the Origins of a Slavic Germanic Europe, Huns/Golden Horde. To dive in deeper, we shall head straight to the excerpt since Jared provided such a robust overview for everyone. Here's the excerpt, and I quote, "Howdy, y'all. Today, we dive into some more Tartarian theory, focusing on the origin of the Bavarians, focusing on remarkable Bavarian architecture and the Bavarian relation to the Avars. Again, this is all just a theory proposed in the year 2000, but worth entertaining. We will also look to tie together the origins of the Huns and the Khazars, and beyond the Khazars to the Golden Horde, which shaped the landscape once called Tartaria. Our video today will make reference to an article in the Eurasian Politician of October of 2000. Please check out my other videos on Tartary, linked below, for more theories and photographs." And he really does do a good job sourcing a lot of photographs that are like really good. Our last two videos to round out today's podcast both come from Supplemental Broadcast favorite and regular Richard Vobes. The fifth video is titled Is the BBC Right About Chemtrails? And is a revealing peek at the evolution in climate propaganda. Let's take a look at Richard's excerpt for more. And I quote, "The BBC weather reporter Simon King suggests that geoengineering could actually be a good way to save the planet from the so-called man-made global warming. Is he right? Or is this just a way to persuade the hard of thinking that governments who are meddling with our skies have our best interests at heart?" End quote. And finally, our last video is titled The Baron David Ward Affidavit. And what a treasure trove of helpful data on the topic of freedom, sovereignty, and financial liberation from the monster known as the Babylonian or beast monetary system that we have reviewed the history of in some of our past episodes. This video takes us to the next step that gets us to the next level, taking positive lawful action to enact our rights. This guidance is relevant across the entire Western world, especially the US, UK Commonwealth, and the EU. There's a little snippet from the excerpt. And I quote, "We need to use the Baron David Ward affidavit to stop the fraud when it comes to debts and other legal injustices, says Christie, my guest and advocate of the lawful system. Our channels are here to give support for free with Zooms and posts to guide you. And there is a long list of links for Facebook groups and stuff for you to get support and help using the information from this video, which is really nice." And that wraps up today's main features. We're going to move on to our bonus features now. Our first one comes in from Stan McDonald and is tied into the Affidavit Financial Sovereignty video, and it is titled Sestoi Queviu Act of 1666. Yeah, there was a reset around that time. Remember, guys? Our next second feature comes in from Ivor Cummins and is titled Understanding Mass Migration and Why It Is Happening. Our third video, it comes in from Static in the Attic and is titled Procopius of 536 AD, Supernatural Entities in Human Geist Knocked on Doors. Oh, that was another reset year too, wasn't it? That was the end of like the Bronze Age or something, the Golden Age, something occurred then. And then they said, oh, it's the Dark Ages, or that's what they want us to believe. The video, our fourth one after that is from Flat Out Truth, and is titled Titans of Genesis. Our fifth video also comes in from Flat Out Truth and is titled Real Angels and the Wheels of Ezekiel. So for a skinny on what they tried to hide from us by rewriting history 1,000,001 times and like burning a bunch of stuff, you're going to find a little more about what they don't want you to know there. And our final feature from our bonus features comes in from Dino Bain and is titled Tony Blair, Saint or Snake? I think we all know the answer to that question, don't we, boys and girls? And that brings us to my favorite part of today's show, the auspicious op-ed. I composed some words for everyone. I found them to be quite meaningful to myself, and I hope that they mean something to you all. And I really hope that it inspires you to compose your own words and share them, because they're trying to silence us right now, and we need to share all the positivity and information and good stuff that we can with one another and show them who's really in charge around here, which is us humans. This op-ed is titled, This is a battle for our sentience, not merely our lives or souls as it affects all organic life. I'm going to start us off by reading a short excerpt to begin, let's state our givens for our logic proof, I guess. So I'm going to read an excerpt to give us our givens. And I quote, sentient. Oh, this came from sentientmedia.org. Sentient is an adjective that describes a capacity for feeling. The word sentient derives from the Latin verb sentire, which means to feel. The first letters, sen, match the beginnings of common English words, including sentiment, sensory, and sensation, all of which give hints as to the meaning of the term. In dictionary definition, sentience is described as able to experience feelings, responsive to or conscious of sense impressions, and capable of feeling things through physical senses. Sentient beings experience wanted emotions like happiness, joy, and gratitude, and unwanted emotions in the form of pain, suffering, and grief. Now that we have defined our terms, end quote. Now that we have defined our terms, let us delve into the powers that be, into what the powers that be are interested in regarding the manipulation, adulteration, and destruction of both sentience and sentient life in hopes of inflicting their transhumanist agenda without ethical consequence or recourse under a paradigm where sentience in and of itself has been preemptively eradicated or compromised as an act of man, machine, science, or the state. Have you ever wondered how the stagnant, sterile, and stratified proponents of systems, industry, and theory circumvented and surpassed God-given inalienable rights? Did you happen to notice the dial being turned up ever so subtly with delicate finesse on numbing, hyperstimulating, and traumatic sensory experiences as history has marched along? While we're on this timeline of analysis, did anyone else also happen to notice The steadily increasing onslaught of environmental contaminants, ranging from malevolently low vibratory social cancers, like the lizard people and their flying monkeys, drones, and cronies, multiple forms of direct energy weaponry, heavy poisoning of our air, water, flora, and fauna, covert enslavement, thought reform, and surveillance, increasingly required credentials and roadblocks to independence and self-sufficiency. And let us not forget all the psyops that have turned what should be a delightful and peaceful existence into the most exploitative, torturous, and murderous charade or masquerade, probably a combination of the two, that any dark entity could possibly construe. I've noticed all of these things for a very long time. I remember it being glaringly obvious by age 7 or 8 that what goes on for the everyday person and what is required to survive in our culture is the most undignified, dehumanizing display of covetous envy that cosplays as an ambitious student, worker, or authority figure. Without attacking our sentience from conception, would they have ever made many of the perverse and savage decisions that have hailed since exploration and industrialization? If you've been watching this podcast for any period of time, you already know that I am not the most fond of anyone devoted to political allegiances of any kind in any way. While I do understand and acknowledge that there has been types of advancements from these movements, they never have been lasting or made a true improvement for the people they claim to be considering. I believe this is because the first thing the political types seem to immediately disacknowledge is sentience as a concern or a human right. They don't care about our sentience. They don't care about what we experience or what we feel. I believe sentience is a right to all organically sentient life, as, God created it. But that means that I respect sentient life and its divine rights, while these people wish to employ any and all mechanisms to invalidate the meaning and importance of sentience and sentient life as a whole. You can't reduce us to a bunch of haphazard cyborgs without first justifying that it is for the greater good. So first, this bunch must unleash historic revisions, thought reform, penalization for not meeting their social engineering goals at a bare minimum. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I don't know why anyone would want a government authority or any type of ruling body when they are trying to do some of the most grotesque crimes imaginable against God, humanity, and all sentient life, with the sole intent of reducing our inherent pricelessness to fit their narratives and illusions that power their false matrix of 3D distractions and entanglements. Let's take a little time to talk about how they manufacture consent with low vibration behaviors, like rewarding compliance, flattery of the competitive amongst the compliant, penalizing independence, questioning, and dissent, peer pressure or struggle sessions from those who perceive themselves as powerful, threats, fear, intimidation, slander, libel, silencing, canceling, digital exile, banning, debanking. Let me sum that up into one word: genocide. This isn't just any genocide. It is the ultimate genocide, where they wish to put their trademark or patent on anything that is permitted to live under their terms, which are worse than that of death by default. No benevolent, moral, and ethical being could hold or conform to the beliefs that they rely on us upholding to keep destroying our homes and families for their benefit. Well, I am here to tell you that I understand that it is always darkest before the dawn. So dawn must be upon us in a most short order. We are in a war for our sentience, and that is the main priority we must keep in the forefront of all the hysteria, drama, and circus they try to deregulate us and get us all out of balance over, as they anxiously await monopolizing off all the dysfunction they triggered and chaos that they created. I've gotten pretty good at mentally overcoming their games, and I believe you can too, with information, understanding, and some practice. Keep your heads up, party people, because boy, are we going to celebrate once we restore balance and reason to our realm. How long did a bunch of incarnate fallen angels and their demonically possessed support staff think we were going to keep being polite and tolerant this long after they have seriously worn out their welcome and any benefit they could have possibly provided? The proof is in the pudding, and the Emperor is butt-ass naked in a most compromised position. Let's keep glitching, shattering, and demolishing the notion of this illusory matrix they keep casting in hopes that we offer up our sentience on a silver platter, wrapped up with a bow for a few trinkets or under threat of penalty. Let them know we are sick of being insulted, undermined, and abused, so that they get firmly clear in every part of their being that we do not need nor want their presence in any society or civilization we are a member of. Inclusion is the trap of genocidal, shape-shifting, dark entities. Do not fall for it, everyone. And that wraps up today's show. Our featured musical selection today comes in from my project, Aztech Adventure, and is titled YY Dub. If you like the dubstep, you should definitely like this. Links to where to find that, where to find all the videos we talked about, and where to find me all over the internet are down in the description box below. And as always, I'd like to thank you all for being with me. It has been so lovely sharing all of this with you. Stay safe, stay prepped, stay awesome, and keep on continuing being excellent to one another. We need it now more than ever. And I will see you all next time on the Supplemental Broadcast. Epitome out. Bye.
On today's episode, featured videos include today's bonus features include
Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 32 of the Supplemental Broadcast here on Alexandria Alternative Media Broadcasting and OK Copernicus Production. I'm your host, Jess, but you can also call me Epitome or Burnkid because I'm EpitomeTheBurnkid. Please be sure to follow the entire archival project, #YouTube Recommended Chronicles, on X or Tumblr for the latest videos, music, memes, and more. Listen to the official soundtrack on SoundCloud, and if you're watching me on YouTube, please be sure to find me on Rumble should anything happen to this channel. All links discussed in today's episodes can be found below in the description box. And please be sure to subscribe, like, share, follow, and tell a friend about the many things we cover in our program. For deeper dives on the more spiritual, esoteric side of the topics we cover, coupled with a hearty syllabus of phenomenal information in the form of YouTube videos, don't forget to check out my new series, Pan Panen Pious Prophetic Ponderings. I'd also like to take a little time to thank everyone who has supported OK Copernicus and all the projects I'm working on by supporting my music across all major streaming platforms by listening to the tracks I've released across the many volumes of the Copernican Dispatch, with much more to come. A warm welcome indeed to all of my new and returning subscribers, followers, and viewers who are joining us on this wild journey of truth and apocalyptic enlightenment and entertainment. I am so happy to have you all back after another brief break to recharge, recalibrate, and rebalance as we continue to traverse the emerging complexities of the coming era. And a special production note, I've got 2 full-length features that are now in production, so videos have slowed down for a bit for these winter releases. So yeah, one is a retro gamer psychedelic art feature, and the other is a VJ tribute to the late great Busby Berkeley. Remember 42nd Street? Yeah, that kind of stuff. Stay tuned for more details throughout the weeks ahead on exact release dates. And on to today's featured video recommendations. So first up on the docket, we have an entry from the Pleb Reporter titled Farmers Protest. The Farmers Protest has reached India, keeping us up to date on all the much needed bottom-up fight around the world for the integrity of our food supply and other important agricultural goods. This video has great commentary and footage from the Indian farmers' protests. On that note, I'm happy to tell you that the French, UK, and Canadian farmers' protests are full steam ahead, while the smaller farmers and homesteaders here in America are putting out some great informational and activist materials to help out one another and this battle for the right to eat healthy natural foods, unadulterated by profiteering depopulators of all backgrounds and varieties. Our second selection today, we have a video titled, This is How Archons Create the Illusion of Consent, from the Alchemist's YouTube channel, and boy is it ever illuminating. Here's a little bit about that from the description box. Presentation given at Eon Byte Gnostic Radio Astronosis Conference. In this talk, I explain how Archons create the illusion of authority and trick us into giving away our consent. For more of this side of insight into the philosophy, metaphysics, and methods of the Matrix and other esoteric matters, be sure to check out The Alchemist for more great content that will be right up your alley. Our third video today comes in from, I'm going to spell it, I'm going to try to pronounce it, but it looks like it's CWIC, so it's CWIC Media, and is titled Wokeness is Literally a Religion, featuring James Lindsay. And there's a little ditty from the description box. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, then it's probably a duck. Wokeness is a religion. There is a reason why I have called it the religion of academia for years. James Lindsay, best-selling author and creator of NewDiscourses.com, delves into the DNA of these philosophies to show why our culture is changing so quickly. Also, we cover March Towards Christianity, and James explains that wokeness is at least partially built off of a corrupted framework. And fourth, up in today's recommendations, is a video titled Reject Authority. Authority is a lie. Terence McKenna Full Talk Remastered, and was produced by the channel Dome Drifter. Here is some further detail from the description box. In a captivating lecture, Terence McKenna passionately encouraged his audience to reject authority and boldly declared that authority is a lie, in which case I definitely agree. This insightful talk delves into dismantling societal norms, challenging viewers to question and resist the control exerted by dominator culture. McKenna's powerful message resonates with the themes of personal autonomy, individual expression, and freedom, offering a transformative perspective on societal structures. Delving into the intriguing dichotomy of dominator culture versus the vegetable matrix, McKenna explores the profound impact of plants, especially psychedelic ones, on human consciousness. This segment sheds light on the symbolic relationship between humans and plants, emphasizing the role of a vegetable matrix. as a gateway to expanded consciousness and a deeper understanding of the self and the universe. Viewers are invited to contemplate the holistic connection between humanity and the natural world, resonating with McKenna's profound insights into the spiritual and cognitive benefits of engaging with plant consciousness. The lecture's focal point, Intuitional Mathematics Explains Nature, takes audiences on a journey into altered states of consciousness, unveiling the mysteries of reality. McKenna advocates for the idea that intuition and experiential understanding can unlock the mathematical patterns inherent in nature. This unique blend of psychedelic exploration, philosophical inquiry, and a deep appreciation for interconnectedness serves as a compelling narrative, inviting viewers to explore the transformative potential of personal experience and intuition in deciphering the secrets of the natural world. The audio is remastered, and the video is by Orwell Anyone. Very, very, very good video. I enjoyed that one a great deal. And now for another angle on the farmers' defense of the right to continue farming and feeding us all, comes in from Blaze TV in our 5th video titled, Global Elites Have Declared War on Farmers and Food. Here's some more info from their excerpt. Farmers in France, Greece, Italy, the Netherlands, and Spain are parking trucks and tractors in major cities in protest of regulations destroying their industry. In this video, Glenn Beck explains the real reason driving farmers to extreme protest. It all leads back to a potentially deadly redesign for how we get our food, and it's laid out in documents from the European Commission. But this redesign doesn't stop in Europe. Biden's Build Back Better plan and the Inflation Reduction Act include actions that will impact farmers, ranchers, and grocery bill and food options for every American. And finally, we wrap up our main features with our 6th video from the team over at Redacted, titled, The Great Electric Car Cover-Up Just Crashed and Burned. So many phrases that begin with the words the great, are going around these days. Here's a bit more on this from their description box. Electric vehicles are more dangerous than gas-powered vehicles, according to new data. The University of Nebraska and the U.S. Army conducted tests to better understand whether currently used guardrails and U.S. military protection measures against hostile vehicles are prepared for the growing number of EVs. Bottom line is that they're not. EVs are between 20 and 50% heavier than gas-powered cars and have a low center of gravity so that they cannot be stopped by guardrails if they are out of control. Why didn't authorities test this before EVs were given the green light to even be on the road? And, that's the question from Redacted. And now, our bonus features. I'm just going to go over them real quick. I don't really do descriptions for those, but they're good, so definitely watch them. Our first one is titled, Australia's Sex versus Gender Case Could Change Women's Rights Globally, coming in from the New Culture Forum. Our second bonus feature is titled, The Coming Psychological Black Death, from the channel What If Alist? It's all one word smushed together. Sorry, guys, if I just butchered that. Our third bonus feature comes in titled Doug Casey's Take, episode 114. Shocking 2025 Deagle Forecast, War, Population Reduction, and Collapse, from the channel Doug Casey's Take. Our next bonus feature is coming in, Why Did the School System Fail? From What if Altheist? Okay, that's an interesting channel name. All right. Our next one is titled Best Modern Exposure of Freemasonry, Time to Wake Up Saints, coming in from Robert Clancy's channel. And our last bonus feature is from our friendly favorites over at the channel World of Signs, and is titled What Just Happened on Our Earth, And this is the March 2024 edition, part 7. It's got really some spectacular views, so definitely check that out. Little eschatology. The beginning is nigh in action. And that brings us to my absolute favorite part of the show. The auspicious op-ed. Yes, I have composed some words. They meant stuff to me. I hope they mean something to you. I hope you compose some words, and I hope that you share them and that it means something to someone else, because that is what this is all about. This one is titled Feelings of Inadequacy, Fueling Systems that Fuel Further Feelings of Inadequacy in the name of competition that continues to fuel said inadequacy. The alternate title is No Peace. All right, here we go. In these beyond interesting times we face immediately before us, I would like to take a segment to discuss the all too obvious elephant in the room in regards to current events on both a micro and macro scale. The manufacturing, abuse, and weaponization of a vast array of feelings of inadequacy that can be implanted and triggered into both the individual and collective consciousness through covert eugenic systems and social engineering programs. In our not too distant classical Americana-styled propagandized history, the baseline fundamental indoctrination of the everyday American starts with a Rockefeller-approved slave training regimen disguised as social norms and rituals, healthcare, education, and employment structures or systems that take hold over both individuals and families alike, in a desperate attempt at coercing consent for the ruling class to be welcomed, tolerated, and obeyed by those who have absolutely no good intent towards them due to the feelings of inadequacy they possess, and in turn wish to inflict onto others, in a sad attempt at controlling their thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and overall options in any given situation. This is a mainstay in lizard person, hierarchical, sociological, and psychological theory due to an innate inability for this more systematic narcissistic type of thinker to self-regulate emotions. And this type of being is blocked, like by default, from meaningful spiritual connections due to being an inhospitable or unwelcoming vessel for such relief. Through media, government, and business, we have witnessed a three-pronged attack against all meaningful independence and individuality or freedom in the lives of all Americans across all demographics and walks of life, except for the elitist minority of control oligarchs who believe that they are more suited to leadership due to their echo chambers filled with the snobbish drones of clout chasers, gold diggers, and megalomaniacs of all persuasions, amalgamating into a dark force of dysfunction in an immensely dysfunctional disguise. These feelings of inadequacy are viewed as a type of Achilles heel in the minds that swirl towards inclinations preferential to fifth-generational psychological warfare techniques, which are only going to become less and less effective as the Great Awakening continues, spreading the collective awareness regarding narcissistic abuse and black magic's role in this power dynamic, which is seemingly being employed in most applications these days. The big idea appears to be that if the powers that be can implant, mutate, and remove at will different types of feelings of inadequacy, that they then will be able to handle or puppeteer a conditioned human being through different reactionary abuse techniques and possibly MK Ultra sexual and deprivation abuse techniques to manipulate the desired behavior of any citizen in any situation, like they have some kind of cheat code to life. It is sad to see that they are as advanced as middle school mean girls or tragically immature, insecure, abusive elders who can find no other way to feel any sense of control or power when they should have focus this wasted time and effort inwards to develop the missing facets of self that lead to feelings of inadequacy in the first place. Personally speaking, I have been on the receiving end of this type of treatment. And if you've tuned in to my type of podcast, you have also probably been on the receiving end of these types of personalities yourself. I am here to help usher in the types of thought and action needed to break away from the highly inhumane conditioning imposed on us by the Matrix for the Matrix, so that those who want to usurp the changes they wish to see in the world with minimal repercussions and resistance are disempowered and stop dead in their tracks. If you take some time to ponder and reflect about the types of people who seem to create and perpetuate all major problems we see in the world, especially the many generational curses we have witnessed passed down and amplified by each generation, newly indoctrinated and programmed to tweak their suitability for the given time at hand, it would appear that these methods of crafting smaller artificial matrices within larger ones concurrent with the system's parameters devised by the ruling structure's implementations and decrees are designed solely to limit and corral the available range and choices throughout all layers of society for the benefit of those who profit and control said matrices. The 5D, or New Earth parallel society that our collective must establish off-grid to evade the globalist depopulation totalitarian agenda is growing and advancing at a much faster rate now that it is clearly obvious the ill intentions of our self-appointed overseers. These overseers are very much more insecure, sheltered, immature, and dependent on external validation than we are. So in turn, they have decided that they've placed all their focus on ensuring that they develop systems, trends, and stigmas that enable traps and triggers to pull the proverbial strings of anyone they are interacting with, of whom they wish to commandeer, like a vehicle. It should be fairly obvious that now that we have surpassed humanity's true zenith for the time being, that some form of artificially imposed programmable hierarchical control mechanism had to be employed now, that those at the top are envying and coveting the freedom, joy, and serenity all of the commoner and peasants they believe need to be shown or forced into their place to retain and maintain their own posterity and austerity, those illusions of control they've built with their black magic, smoke, and mirrors. I'd like to say on behalf of the class, or in our case, the collective, that these psychological techniques and impositions have no true power and are fully illusory in nature. Welcome to the not-so-mystical world of black magic that is nothing more than a blend of lies, manipulation, deception, and trickery, resulting in a mirage that is easily dissolvable by the trained eye and disciplined mind. Always remember that unlike reality and the truth, illusions are easily dissolved with reasoning, questioning, and solid logic. Our opposition has a major inferiority complex that they mask with a false self portraying a quasi-superiority complex by imparting scarcity tactics, imposed poverty, and psychological distress through strategic trauma bonds, love bombing, isolation, and triangulation within and in between all levels and types of relationships. These beings cannot go within because that is a stigma amongst the lizard tribe. Going within is considered going against the hive or the supposed head of said hive. This neo-feudalist structure is simply too unfounded and unjustifiable for a people as advanced as ourselves in a time of high-level advancement for the masses overall. Please stay tuned after the credits for a special presentation of Pan Penenpia's prophetic ponderings that includes lots of helpful resources regarding the usury matrix and strategies for financial liberation from said not-so-covert setup from ye ol' dark forces. And that brings us to the end of today's show. Our musical selection today comes in from my project, Hunter Hackz and the Western Pleasures, It's titled Water Method. A link to the song and the music video are down in the description box. Be sure to check those out. And all the links for all the videos and everything are in the description box as well, as always. Like I like to tell you guys every time, please stay safe, stay prepped, stay awesome, and keep being excellent to one another. It means the world to me that you've been here. Please be sure to look for the Copernicus Dispatch on major music streaming sites everywhere. And be sure to stop on back by Alexandria for more great stuff. I'll see you guys next time on the Supplemental Broadcast. All right, Epitome out. Bye, everyone. Hi there, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to another Pan-Panen Pious Prophetic Pondering here on Alexandria Alternative Media Broadcasting and OK Copernicus Production. We're on episode 13, and this episode is going to be titled, oh yeah, this one's going to be a humdinger, boys and girls, so hold on to your knickers. It's going to be a good one. The usury matrix, financial liberation strategies, and natural law. So let's start with some concepts before I go into specifics with our lovely syllabus that I provide with you every edition, so that we can all learn really amazing stuff and take our power back in these times of depopulation agendas and leaping lizards everywhere. So let's start with money. Let's talk about money first, because this is a usury matrix. And basically, money was invented to literally dupe people into permanent serfdom, essentially. Money isn't even real. It holds absolutely no intrinsic value. Considering that money is quite literally black magic in the most literal sense, I believe that as it stands, per its inventor's intents and purposes, considering it an intrinsic anti-value or non-value is a much more adequate view of usury, currency, money, credit, and the like. All of these things are artificial puppet strings to literally marionette a unsuspecting, unconsenting public into a social contract that they didn't even get to read, let alone sign. So let's talk about black magic now that we got into black magic and money is black magic. And you're going to hear a lot more about black magic, human sacrifice, secret societies, and usury in the near future. That's another prophetic pondering for you. You're going to hear a lot more about that coming up. But let's start talking about black magic, because I think a lot of people don't fully understand black magic. It doesn't have to be, I'm sorry, I keep looking at my notes, everyone. It doesn't have to be as intense as, say, rituals, sacrifices, sex magic, etc. The things that, you hear about like in horror movies, and weirdos in graveyards doing unsavory things, disrespecting the dead, disrespecting demons, disrespecting themselves, and disrespecting everyone around them. We all know no good comes from this. But black magic is literally as simple. What do I have on my list here? The act of casting malevolent, false illusions of any form to control and manipulate others and external forces in general. When we combine these false illusions with narcissistic abuse, which is the most common form of black magic we see amongst everyday people, is narcissistic abuse is the number one dark arts we see employed in modern times. Everyday people who are doing this are entirely unaware that when they're speaking bitterness, thinking bitterness, slandering one another, lying, cheating, stealing, conning people, committing fraud, that they're actually doing black magic. They're not simply committing crimes. They're literally taking part in black magic. Financial abuse. Let's get into financial abuse. It is a common illusion cast to impose a simulatory matrix or a Truman Show type experience onto unsuspecting victims. This type of manipulation can happen at all intensities on all levels of society. I'm a survivor of attempted human sacrifice. My family and my ex friends have been trying to get me good and gone from a very tender age. And it's all because of this usury matrix, these secret societies, and their attempt to usurp the natural world, defying natural and universal law alike, creating an inverse, hoping to make a chaos realm that will implode and somehow give evil reign permanent power or something. You'll hear from other prophets talking at this time, other tarot readers, more on this story and more on our next episode. I'm going to get into the cards and a traverse through the cards that back up everything we're talking about right now. However, on with the point we're staying on, this is a generational curse that has been exploited in families of all levels of income bracket, all backgrounds, all ethnicities, all ties. This generational curse to throw someone under the bus for a little money and status because someone doesn't like someone or someone's a black sheep. Well, we're all gonna see some justice for this in the coming months to years. I can tell you that we're going to see some things because this has been a top down way to try to destroy any type of sovereignty of any individual or anyone who doesn't have usurping power, using a usury matrix to manipulate and manufacture consent and control over the entire public. I hope everyone is staying with me. This is a difficult topic to talk about. Well, this perpetuation seems to have reached a crest of this generational curse and doing awful things to friends, relatives, spouses, etc., for some money, some status, a few favors. And that's the catalyst that's launched the Great Awakening. And all these posts that I do on the YouTube Recommended Chronicles, when I do the supplemental broadcast, even the music I produce at Copernican Records, all of this is about the Great Awakening. All of this is about getting the word out, getting information out, and getting people to see what's really going on now that the veil is lifting. The 5D, the 4D, the 3D, we're seeing all the layers come together now. And we're seeing what these people were really up to behind the scenes. We're seeing the smoke and mirrors, the black magic, the illusions they're casting. And most of the illusions they cast was utilizing usury, utilizing money and credit systems, and doing that to literally enslave and manufacture consent to be enslaved. Make these people want the status. Make these people covet the money. Make these people covet their neighbors' everything. Literally the most sacrilege, unholy of behaviors being deemed as godly is literally what these people do. I don't care if it's the Masons. I don't care if it's the Illuminati. I don't care if it's the Club of Rome. I don't care if it's the Fabian Club. I don't care what club is doing it. I don't care if it's Trilateral Commission. I don't care. These people all have the same plan. How do I trick someone into consent to usurp all of their property and gain control of them so that literally they're just playing God? That's all that these people have been up to all of this time. And the Great Awakening is going to stop their great reset. It's going to stop their great taking. We've all kind of had it. Those of us who were selected for sacrifice and survived, I can say for a fact that my first husband and I were selected for sacrifice, but he wasn't smart enough to know that. So he fell for the trap and tried to sacrifice me. I left him. My second husband, they try to do the same thing to us, and they try to sacrifice us both, but we stuck together and we stayed together. And for anyone out there going through this and just finding all of this out, that your family, everyone's been up to this since you were very small. It was about money. It was about an inheritance. It was about a spiritual inheritance. Yeah, we're going to get into that part now. So, all of these matters tie to a well known prophecy regarding a wealth transfer in which the meek shall inherit the earth. And that transfer will end Jacob's trouble. This is a biblical prophecy. But to better understand the prophecies, you are going to need to look at Gnosticism and other things, because we all know on our show that the Piso family fan fiction known as the Bible is so corrupted, we've got to cross-reference everything with other sources, even to make that a reasonable historical text, aside from an inside joke from, like, the Medici family's ancestors. Like, that's essentially what it is. But on to the rest of our points. A large RICO case regarding the Chosen and the Starseed Collective, some light workers too, the 144,000 of us. That's a concept, not a literal number. These collectives, and we're uncovering mass secret society plots dating back centuries, like dating back to like the 1700s. Actually, probably the 1600s, because almost every revolution and civil war was paid for with secret society money. So we're all secret society colonies. We're not actually who we think we are. And their next step is to band together and force us into a one world government, which we all know is we all know what they're trying to mimic. And then they're going to bring in Project Bluebeam. They're already rocking out with Paperclip and Mockingbird so hard it's ridiculous. But yeah, they've been at this for centuries, and they literally sacrifice people with black magic. They go around, slander their name, make it so they can't make any money, blacklist them, break up their marriages, get people to cheat on people, get people to backstab people, and try to drive them to commit suicide after years of abuse. We're talking about starting to sexually abuse children when they're very young to harvest their energy. That is what these people do. That is what I survived. My family is evil. My ex is evil for helping them. My friends are evil for taking hush money. They aren't my friends anymore. I do this now. I would rather do what I'm doing with y'all and helping everyone get justice and helping everyone get answers and making beautiful music and art for everyone. I would much rather do that than be a part of any family of origin or community that involves themselves in any of this while calling themselves good Christian people, hiding at church, going around playing pretend, while behind closed doors they are the most satanic evil you could possibly run into. But I digress. This black magic, whether you want to think about it literally or metaphorically, because honestly, this black magic stuff literally, it only works, it's low, it's a vibratory magic, and it really only works on people who fall for it. If you don't fall for it, you go, oh, that's an illusion, you're an idiot, why are you insulting my intelligence, please move along, you're wasting everyone's time. However, if you fall for it, like my ex fell for it, they told him that if he drove me crazy, got me committed, and then went and submitted for a power of attorney with someone pretending they're me and forging my signature and stuff while I'm locked away in a mental hospital because they want to steal my money, he'll get a cut of it, and he'll split it with my family, who was all cut out of the will when I'm the sole beneficiary. And these people in the secret society convinced him to do this, and he doesn't understand that, no, they were sacrificing you. Everyone knew you weren't going to be able to kill me and get away with it. So, for real, you were being put on the line, but they lured you with this money and used this black magic to break up our home, break up our family, destroy everything. Well, it didn't work on my second marriage, but boy, did they try. And that's why I'm telling all of you, beware. These people in these societies, they make you sign an oath, they make you literally sell your soul to the devil, and they make you sign someone else's name on there for collateral. Anyone who is married If your spouse goes and joins one of these organizations, that is grounds for an immediate divorce. That is grounds for a restraining order. You literally have no consent over what that society does when your spouse goes and signs up. They may even try to kill you like mine tried to do to me. Okay. That's real talk. So the main focus of this illusory matrix is mind control, eugenics, and data manipulation. They want to control history. They want to control science. They want to control religion. They want to control everything. They want to make everything smoke and mirrors and illusion so that everything is nothing. And when everything is nothing, you can justify anything. That's where the depopulation comes in. Pay very close attention that this was a slow bleed in, a slow trickle from post Inquisition. This is the new Inquisition. This is the Neo Inquisition. Can't get into college? They're going to sacrifice you. Not a straight A student? They're going to sacrifice you. Won't put up with your family's beatings? They're going to sacrifice you. Won't let your husband rape you? They're going to sacrifice you. This is what these people do. And they all make it look like you did it to yourself. That is what they're about. I refuse to speak to anyone from my past. I have blocked everyone's number. If you are a part of my past, you are not a part of my life because I know full well you are the reason that I had to claw, struggle, and tooth and nail to get to where I am today. I'm not doing it again. So they do this. And let me be clear, I was a very happy, loving kid, open heart in high school. I had friends. I mean, yeah, I was, different, but I had friends and stuff. I dated, but I had no idea that all the drama in my friend groups and in my dating and in my first marriage was 100% caused by my family, who was being bribed and paid by a secret society who was all after an inheritance. Then my first husband, my high school sweetheart who I married, we were happy a couple years. Then my grandparents died and there was money on the line. They bribed him with my money. He's probably going to go to jail because he listened to the people that I married him to escape. And I told him, I want to get away from my abusive family and I want you to get away from yours. I want us to start a life together. No. These people with money and power, apparently, make everyone believe that without money and power, they will never have anything, they will never be happy, and that they would be better off dead. Well, let me tell you what, that money and power, that cursed dirty bag of money, it's destroying planet Earth, and it is not making the world a better place. And these secret society people aren't happy. They're not, none of us are happy. Don't you think it's time for the madness to end, everyone? I know I do. So, yeah, sorry guys. I'm gonna take my glasses off for a minute because I actually need to read my own handwriting here. Okay, so the people's use of black magic is bad enough, but here's the thing. These people believe in the devil, they believe in evil, they believe in demons. Are you ready for a kicker? All right, sit down, everyone. This is going to knock your socks off. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in source. They don't believe in angels, archangels. They believe in everything that is wrong, and they believe in nothing that is right that overpowers everything that is wrong. They do not believe in karma. They do not believe in stuff that we all know to be very real and operates under natural and universal law. So they're trying to make this inverse matrix and this false system where they literally have upside down world. Well, that's about to implode. Okay, that's really not going to work much longer. Karma and universal law and natural law all state that everything that they've done, there's a backlash. Okay, this is where this wealth transfer is going to come into play, and this is where we're going to go look at the syllabus here in a minute. But for real, these actions that have been taken since the Renaissance are in direct conflict with universal laws. And these people have literally brainwashed generations of people to believe false information from false gods and false religions. And they're going around doing, pardon my French, cockamamie, half-ass black magic, not knowing what they're doing. It's even worse if they were doing it right, it would have been one thing, but they're doing it like really bad. And so everything is starting to look crazy. If you see chaos, natural disasters, so on and so forth, you're seeing karma in full effect right now. I'm here to let everyone know that. And they wanted to brainwash the entire world into an inverse or evil realm. And if that they cast enough illusions with their, favorite spells that they like to cast, that they believe that they'll just be able to manipulate situations, manipulate money, manipulate the terms and conditions endlessly, so that everyone is just caught up and dizzied in smoke and mirrors. Everyone is enslaved by black magic. Everyone is a slave to money, which is black magic. And no one respects anyone, and everyone is disgusting for something that isn't even real. So I am here now to provide you with resources for financial liberation strategies and to learn more about natural law and what they're moving against. So now that we've gotten through my notes, let's go over the syllabus real quick, and we're going to wrap everything up. All right. So our first link is how the courts get jurisdiction of the body from just conspiracy. Then we have Sestui Quevi Trust with Tammy Pepperman, the Matrix Rule of Law. Next up in our syllabus, we have U.S. Slave Ownership Emancipation Proclamation. Yeah, guys, we're still slaves. You have to file to not be a slave in America. I hate to break it to you. It's the 21st century. And you actually have to go file with the court to not be treated and held as a slave under your false legal identity. And after that, we have car dealership and the performance bond. And the ecclesiastical state, all coming in from Robots and Patriots, great channel for financial liberation. Then we got Freddie Silva, Ancient Temple Grid Network, Ley Lines, Sacred Oath, Servant of Truth.org. Mayan pyramid collapses. No one really brought that up. Static in the Attic's going to bring it up and what it has to do with all of this. Thoth, I am with you. A little more Egyptian stuff for you to better understand what this has to do with all of this. Pay your bills with your bill statement coupon from Financial Impact Lifestyle Augmenters. Conditional acceptance, focus on the principles. Conditional acceptance is a really great website, everyone, for learning more about this. How we forfeit our rights through contracts, live workshop clip number 4 from Conditional Acceptance. Hold trustees accountable for their actions. Yeah, all of us have trustees. We have to hold them accountable. You have to go to court to do this. All the information is in the description box. Court deadlines don't apply to you. That's real talk. Conditionalacceptance.com. Conditional acceptance letters defending your rights through high word magic. They use black magic. We're going to use high word magic. We're not going to be butt munches like they are. Remember, magic is simple as talking your reality into existence. That's all magic is taking an idea and making it real. It's not more complicated than that. Do you need to correct your status to be free? If you live in America and you haven't done it yet, the answer is yes. Go to Conditional Acceptance's channel for more. Stay out of court. Conditional acceptance. Conditional acceptance works through natural law because natural law is real law. The postal rule explained. You need to know that one. Learn how to write conditional acceptance. Why your 1099A is not working. Conditional acceptance. You're not paying your bills correctly. Conditional acceptance. Using an affidavit to express the truth. Again, conditional acceptance. This affidavit is important to the entire process. The 1099A process. Don't be greedy. By the way, if you give, I already talked about the black magic. Greed is bad karma. Going around wanting to do things for bad reasons is going to bring you bad results. When you do anything that I'm teaching y'all about, do things for the right reasons if you want to get good results. If you act like my ex, you're going to be facing bad results. If you act like my current husband, who, yeah, he ain't perfect, but when he makes a mistake, he does the right thing. He gets to live a happy life with yours truly. You see the difference? The same goes for this money, conditional acceptance, these government systems. Apply the same rules with everyone and you will have true integrity. You bet your bottom dollar on that. The conditional acceptance process, your bills are prepaid and contain a check. Pay close attention to that. Jekyll and Hyde, the tale of two persons, the man and the legal person from the common law rights society. That's an important one, everyone. Ex-occultist. They call it the master key of the universe from Be Inspired. You want to get inside these people's heads. Come with me on this journey. We're going to get inside their heads, man. All right. Next up, law and morality. Should we respect evil laws? You and I know the answer to that. That would be a no. Then the Hart Fuller debates on morality and law. Legal positivism, the dominant theory in jurisprudence. And let me be clear, legal positivism is a trap. It is a manufacturing of consent via black magic through implementing compulsory penalty for non-compliance. So you will positively do the legal standard. Yeah, that's sick. Don't fall for that crap. Stand up. It's the Great Awakening. That doesn't mean do evil. It means stand up on the laws that are evil, everyone. Do not even try to mix my words up. John Lennox, science doesn't explain what you think it does, from the channel Practical Wisdom. GE Ethics, the natural law of Thomas Aquinas. You know that I got to get my philosophy on my show. That comes in from Sir JM Vlogs. Natural Law Theory, Crash Course Philosophy number 34 from Crash Course. The Kali Yuga, Julius Evolva, and the Eternal Natural Law from Thomas Leroy. That's a very good video. Go check that out. Did this man escape the Matrix? The story of Dr. Jacob Grinberg, Beyond the Veil, from the channel Beyond the Veil. I know I escaped the Matrix, and I hope you escape it too, y'all. I'm here to help you. Escaping the false reality matrix is easier than you thought, from Plant Abundance. And that plant medicine and getting off that nasty Western medicine, that's going to help. The Chosen Ones, you are the secret weapon against the Matrix, from Astral Atom. Bugs in the Matrix, our life is not real, only awakened souls, from Astral Atom. The Capitalist Matrix, what everyone gets wrong, from the channel One Dime. David Icke, we live in a matrix. Our world is made up of ... and that's from Official TEB. Why the Matrix can't control the Sigma female. And if you're a Sigma empath or a Heyoka empath like I am, you're totally going to relate to this. It's going to be real edifying. That comes in from the Rare Gems channel. The Esoteric Secrets of Plato's Cave and the Truth Beyond the Simulation. They don't teach you this in Philosophy 101. I'll tell you that. They teach you this like a BS crap about, oh, I don't even want to get into it. But they want to teach you some smoke and mirrors to keep you from knowing the truth. That's all I'm going to say on that. The Traps of the Adversary from Everything Explained, coming in from Spirit Science. How society is programming you to be poor, single, and young, and somehow think that this is something that you are entitled something because of this. They push you down, so now you're entitled because you fell for it. Yeah, let's learn about these depopulators and their traps, because this stuff is really childish. Then we got Michael Schellenberger's Guide to Escaping the Woke Matrix. By the way, there's many matrices within their false illusory matrix. That's why they like to cast a matrix within a matrix within a matrix. If you want an example of how this would look and you like really, really good movies, go watch Synecdoche, New York. Watch Caden struggle to recreate his vision. Trust me, you'll understand the vibe if you go watch Synecdoche, New York. It's a great movie. The Matrix of Illusion is manipulating your perception of reality, from Wisdom of the Universe. Oh yeah, also great philosophical movies to help you in your endeavor. Please go watch Waking Life, and please go watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And there's a really amazing anime called, Mind, F, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Watch that one too. It's a little graphic, but it will get you inside the heads of this like lizard hive and their like horrid ideas for humanity. Does the Matrix end when you die? From the channel Inspired. What is the demiurge? Exit the Matrix, from the Alchemist. And if you don't understand Gnosticism and all, the demiurge, this is going to help get your foot in the door of understanding that. And the final video we have for our syllabus today is Enlil the Enslaver, the Matrix, the Gnostics, and the Serpent, from Ancient Astronaut. And remember, this all goes back to Sumerian, i.e. Babylonian, i.e. Canaanite, i.e. baby-eating, human-sacrificing, horrible people who really like to slut it up at the orgy. Yeah, and go around spreading disease and, like, you know, beating their wives and children. And if you don't want to live in a world like this, don't join societies that uphold this stuff. Don't care about things that these so-called elitist, parasite, idiot, ruling class people think is good. It's all a trap. They're horrible people. They aren't even people, and they want you to be just as disgusting as they are so that they can justify eliminating you and taking all of your stuff. That's like really all they care about is smoke and mirrors and how do they make it legal. They don't care if it's moral. They don't care if it's ethical. They don't care if it's right. They care if it's legal and if they can get away with it or not. And we got to put an end to that because this is the Great Awakening. So that is our pondering for today. I know I switched up our schedule a little bit. We are going to get into Tartaria. I promise. I promise. I promise. But all this cool new information popped up from Magic 8 Ball that I have to get out to everyone. So I have to rework what I'm doing. So our next episode is super exciting adventure. And if you're afraid of tarot and divination and stuff, remember that divination and divination abuse is when you go out and nosing, all right? When that stuff comes to you and finds you, you're just observing what spirit brought to you. You're not going out and nosing on people. You're not trying to see what someone's future is to go sabotage it like they did to us. You're not doing any of that. You're just trying to, you know, listen to when spirit comes to you and talks to you. So I'm going to show you these resources in our next episode titled Epic Collective Tarot Adventure in Truth and Liberation for Earth Angels, Chosen Ones, Lightworkers, and the 144,000. And we're going to go through these collective readings because my story is not merely an individual story. It's a collective story. It's going on worldwide. It literally affects millions of people, and it's going to be found out in due time and soon enough. So stay tuned, and I'm going to take you on my part of the adventure that was brought to me, and you guys can see if any of it resonates with you. And if it does or if it doesn't, we all still need to be aware. It doesn't matter if you were not a victim of attempted human sacrifice. You probably know someone who was, because this is so much more common. It's normally the kid who was bullied, the kid who was picked on, the kid who was driven to suicide attempts, the kid who was driven to drugs, the kid who was driven to run away from home, the kid who felt like they couldn't do no better in life, so they just had to do what they could and take whatever they could. That's who the targets were, and that whole illusion to set them up like that, it's all artificial, it's all fake. They use schools, teachers, jobs. They got us fired from jobs. They did all kinds of stuff to us to maintain their image. So again, guys, if you're a part of that, or you know someone who is, my heart goes out. I'm there for you, and I'm trying to help correct the problem by bringing awareness to the problem. And I hope that you all help me by liking, sharing, subscribing, getting the word out. And also, please, by all means, produce your own content. We need as many voices in this game as possible, everyone. So I want to thank you all for being with me. I know that was a little lengthy and a bit rambly, and I hope that you all got something out of this, because I have learned so much on this journey, and I want you all to learn a lot too. So, like I like to tell you guys, just be cool. Just be cool. Do the right thing. Know that following your heart, regardless of what anyone tries to dupe you with this black magic, know that following your heart is literally the good white magic. And following your ego, that's that dirty, nasty black magic. Don't fall for that trap. You know, a lot of people fell for that trap, and don't let it make you bitter, because that's how you fall for the trap. If you become a vessel for bitterness, disharmony, and discord, and you hold on to it and you don't let it go, you don't give that stuff to God, you're going to hold on to it. You're going to hold that poison, and you yourself are going to become toxic because other people were toxic around you, and you didn't remove yourself from that toxicity. And that's how they make the human sacrifice look like it's your fault, because you chose to stick around that toxicity. That's how they manufacture consent, when you literally don't choose to leave, when you don't take your free will and do everything in your power to fight back. So fight back, guys. And I'll see you on the next Pan Panen pious prophetic pondering. Epitome out. Take care, everyone.